What's up? Good morning. You get a early morning stream from Earl because Lois woke me up. And now I can't go to sleep. So this will be about a half-hour stream. And then I'll try and go back to sleep. And then I'm sure about 20 minutes into that, Lois will wake me up again. Who is this guy? Who are you? Don't worry about who I am. I'm the EA Sports guy. EA Sports. It's in the game. I'm a stand-up comic, Chief, from Los Angeles, California. And that's okay if you don't know who I am. You won't be the first, and you won't be the last. We don't talk about God in here. But I am a fan of Uganda. Here's a picture of my friend Kamala, the Ugandan giant. It's the only thing about Uganda we talk about in here. What part of Canada are you from? Austin, Pennsylvania. What up? What up? If you're new to the stream, please hit the like and subscribe button. Que paso, Cold Sea? I'm just chilling. Lois woke me up, so you get the benefit of my dog waking me up. Not only do I have a random picture of Kamala, I also have a doll. Kamala. It's the only Kamala Harris I recognize. Hi, how was your day? My day is just beginning out here in California. It's raining right now, so my day is just started. I'll be at the Comedy Store tomorrow night. 12:15. Lois is sleeping right now. She's the reason I'm doing this stream because she woke me up because she had to go to the bathroom. So even though she's old, she still can hold it in. What up, everyone? Got some new people in here. Welcome to the Earlverse stream. Fridays is a weird trash day. Usually trash day is Monday for me. And Saturday night when I have to follow some of what I have to follow at the Comedy Store. Yowza. That's why I go on last, because they have to have someone good to close out the show. My voice is deep. I do a great impression of the EA Sports guy. EA Sports. It's in the game. I also do a very mean Darth Vader. Well, Calrissian, did he survive the hyperchamber process? What up? What up? You don't have to say hi twice. I know. I can see the future in these glasses. I bet you have had deeper. It's a little too early for the gay talk. Ro, your neck is big too. I do have a big neck. No, your mom did for me, bitch. If you're at the comedy store, you must be on sale, 99% off. That literally makes no sense. Man, you trolls are very unfunny early in the morning. Thank you, ROT. Who turns on who? Osprey or Omega? Someone is going back to the Callis family. I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it would make sense for Omega to turn. Well, T.I., I appreciate your thoughts on my humor. But when your name is on the wall at the comedy store, then you can critique my comedy, bitch. Well, I got bullied in school. I was not the bully. I don't really care about trolls. None of them are funny. I've never met a funny troll ever. And they think they're going to hurt my feelings. I don't think so. But that's an interesting proposal, Jordan. I don't see a heel turn. I mean, if you think about it, Osprey and Omega would be great to go up against the Hurt Syndicate. So I thought AEW Dynamite was very good. By the way, tell your significant other happy birthday. I just wish she had a fat sister. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Kids can be mean, and you keep telling yourself that. You know, it's still the #1 club in the country. There's a reason when Jimmy Carr comes to the United States, he doesn't go to the Improv, he doesn't go to Austin, he comes to LA and does the Comedy Store. So that should tell you everything you need to know. But if you think another club's funnier, then support that club. I don't care. I've done the Mothership. It's a nice club. It's okay, he's a hack that plays arenas. Just the fact that you said who is Jimmy Carr tells me your comedy knowledge is nothing. Yeah, support all clubs. I love Joe. Joe's always nice to me. I got no problem with Joe Rogan. Okay, Roman Reigns, I don't know what that means. I think that means AEW is better than WWE. I agree with that, Roman. Welcome to the stream. We got a lot of new people in here. Maybe you need to perform with a clipboard. I mean, I would if it could put me in arenas. You don't know what I would do to perform in arenas. This stream is about everything and nothing at the same time. I mean, I've met too many celebrities to count. Jim Carrey, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler, Gene Simmons. Bro, you can go to Kill Tony. I've done the Kill Tony about 6 times. No, thank you. Okay. Yes, the Earlverse is in the house. Hey, buddy, I got a question. Wait a minute. I'm married woman. All right. I doubt that happens. John C. You look gorgeous today. All right. Well, I did moisturize today. Not bad for 56. Stephen Piercy, by the way, I didn't know Jakey. Jakey Lee was in Rat for a second. I believe it was, you only got 3,000 subscribers, so how are you getting these gigs? Well, just because you've never heard of me, you're not the head of Hollywood, baby doll. So, sorry to break the news to you. I don't know if that's supposed to hurt my feelings or not, but just great. John G has never heard of me. I should quit the business. When I heard about Earl versus Russell Peters, I mean, I think Russell wins that. Who's more famous, Earl or Russell Peters? Russell Peters, no doubt about it. I've been to every Russell Peters home. I'm in the inner circle of Russell Peters. I mean, that was crazy. I mean, I don't like to talk about the Dabbleverse, but all that build up for nothing. Although I will say that one clip, I think Misery Loves Clips did that one clip. It's about a 35-minute clip of Chad and Kevin Brennan arguing. Earl versus Matt Rife. I mean, I'm the 56-year-old Matt Rife. Um, it was so funny to me, just how Kevin was becoming unglued about losing a gig at the Tennessee Beer Hall. And Kevin's obsession with Chad's buddy Ken Mosca. But that's deep Dabbleverse inside baseball, which I'm sure most everyone in this stream has no idea about. But, there you go. Their works are getting to the WWE level. Oh, you're talking about Dabbleverse? Edmonton, Alberta. I've done the comic strip in Edmonton, Alberta, many, many years ago. I know. It's just so funny to me, which is too bad. I mean, it could have been a fun thing, and I will agree. Thank you, Keys. Thank you very much. I will agree with Chad. They should have just let the event happen, and then there's a month or two worth of new shit to talk about. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, I mean, Chad really is the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, this weekend, everyone's going to be talking about the cancellation of the show and what's going on. I mean, and once again, it's all due to Chad. So, I mean, the 10 or so podcasts that talk about, I love the Canadians. I played in Canadian cities I've played in. I played in Edmonton. I played in Calgary. I played in Vancouver. Did the Just for Laughs festival in Montreal twice. Yeah, 100%. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with you there, John G. Have you ever met Dana Carvey? No, but I used to do an underground comedy club that his son owned, Dax. But he unfortunately passed away, I think, last year. I am a big hockey guy. Got the Kings and the Dallas Stars tonight. Trust me, I don't have a ceiling fan. I'm not a poor Jared, and I'm not really coming on here to talk about how much money I have. You guys have to show me the money, honey. Big hoggy guy too. I think that's a compliment. When are you gonna throw? No, I'm not. I'm out of the con business. When I went to Hackamania last year, I saw what those fucking shows are about. I don't, Braden, to be honest with you. Sorry about that. I had the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl, so unfortunately, I'm the wrong guy to ask who you got in the Super Bowl. I know my glasses are reflective. Let me see if I can help that. Boom. What if I just did that? Let's turn on some lights. I wish I was Superman. Do you hunt and fish? I don't. I do hunt in Los Angeles, but not for fish. Hello. Well, I guess it is kind of fish. I mean, I don't know. Depends what they do at the deadline, to be honest with you. I mean, when you see Carolina going all in on Mikko Rantanen, and I mean, Dallas is going to be tough. Vegas is always going to do something at the trade deadline. And the Kings are going to be, depending on what they do at the trade deadline. The Kings are best home record in the league. So, and they're 500 on the road, which is about what you should be. They'll be a tough out. You've had some of that Hilton tuna. Oh, no, it was at Swingers. I had that Hilton tuna. What's up, dog? What are you, Randy Jackson? Um, so it's a little too early in the morning for the dirty talk. You guys really, the trolls are in the house today, baby. If McDavid doesn't get a cup in Edmonton, I can see him going to the Leafs for less money just to take a win. Yeah, but he's not going to win a cup with the Leafs either. Because let's say McDavid went to the Maple Leafs. Yeah, smash the like button, please. Um, let's say Trump 2028 is literally an impossibility. There's no way they could have him, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner on the same team. That's literally would be 70% of the salary cap. So that McDavid and Matthews is not going to happen. You got a better chance of, say, Austin Matthews coming to the Kings. You know, the tax situation would be about the same. So, I mean, the Leafs are just cursed. Their goaltending this year is going to be their downfall, which it is almost every year. And, I think Skinner's a Stanley Cup winning capable goalie, but, the Oilers defense outside of Bouchard is pretty wonky. So he's not going to take less money to go play for Toronto. It's not like Toronto's won 2 cups in 5 years. It's just not going to happen. If McDavid were to ever go to the Maple Leafs, I would have to be the goaltender. That would all they could afford. I mean, I think the only way um, that the Eagles can win is you got to just give the ball to Barkley and just chew up clock and keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. I mean, the guy's untouchable. They're going to get every call or most every call. And, you've got to figure out a way to stop Kelsey. I mean, every team goes in, hey, we're going to stop Kelsey, and they don't. So, you just have to have Saquon, um, run wild and clock management. I mean, I don't think it's out of the realm the Eagles could win, to be honest with you. So, yeah, I mean, the refs are going to, like, any close call is going to go to the Chiefs. It just benefits the league to have them win. I mean, it's great to have a dynasty. It's like the Steelers in the 70s, the Patriots the last 15 years. I mean, um, the Eagles don't really have any. Barkley's a great player, but he could walk down naked down most city streets and no one would know who he is. Same thing with their quarterback. Whereas Travis Kelce's in Campbell Soup commercials, Mahomes is in Head and Shoulders commercials. You got the Taylor Swift thing. That's good for the league. If she's at the game, her fans watch, and she got a lot of fans. Um, uh, oh yeah, I mean Philly's going to riot whether they win or lose. Um, but my point is, they're. It's not that they're unmarketable. I'm sure they kill it at the local Philly commercials for like the auto dealers, but like, if you're the NFL, you want Kansas City to win. Um, who's that big receiver on Philly, number 11? Brown? I'm not a huge Eagles guy. So how many wrestling figures do I own? Probably about 15. Why'd you go back to Ontario? I don't know what you're talking about. AJ Brown, yeah. I mean, he's great. Like, he's an unstoppable machine, but, he's not in any commercials or whatnot. I mean, the league wants visibility. The Chiefs give them that. What celebrity? I mean, Mike Trout is an Eagles fan. Now, Mike Trout's a great baseball player, but, he's kind of faceless. I mean, if his face is on the TV screen, the announcers have to go, that's Mike Trout of the Angels. No, I don't own a wrestling ring. I'm from Los Angeles, California. Thank you very much. We'll go another 10 minutes, guys. It's a short stream because I'm already powering down. It's 8:30 in the morning for me. I rarely get up this early, but I wanted to speak to my peeps. Um, I used to watch UFC a lot. I'm a big heavyweight guy. They got to ask me, Ryan. But, I'm also done doing other people's streams and podcasts. Go home with the Sudbury Wolves, baby. Um, you know, I'm just done helping other people's shows. Like I get in, I have to drive to Burbank to do Slop Quest. Now, that's about a 30 to 40-minute drive with the traffic, 30 to 40-minute drive to come back. So I'm spending almost 2 hours in a car to do a free podcast. That shit's over for me. And I love those guys. I just, I'm done helping other people. I need people to help me. I've done enough. So, oh, well, maybe you can find MH370. Strickland, or I don't know who that is. UFC fight. I mean, I don't know anything about the other guy. I know Strickland. I just rarely. Uh, I don't even do Dabbleverse podcasts. I mean, I did Chad's last week, but that's because um, it was non-Dabbleverse. It was like looking back at old commercials and stuff. I mean, the Dabbleverse the next few weeks is going to be unhinged with Kill Kevin being canceled, and now they're all turning on each other. I saw something with Blade win by 2 today. He was, ripping into Chad, and so that's what it's going to be like for the next couple weeks. So I'm good on that. Um, yes, Mint Diggity, it will be a shit show. I mean, today alone, Melton's going to go hard, and then Chad will probably go hard, and then, Kevin will, be funny. Kevin, to me, is the only funny one. Like, he just, whether his anger is manufactured or not, he makes me laugh the most. Good for you. Good for you. Uh, Dabble Dork, and yeah. India 2.0. I don't know what that's in regards to. The prettiest girl I know is a girl named India. Oh my God. No, please, nobody. Doom gave me the greatest compliment. It's like, Earl, I don't clip you because you talk about stuff that nobody cares about. Um, I am totally missed you, AI. I hope the Eagles win as well. I mean, now maybe if the Eagles win, Saquon Barkley and Hurts, become, on Mahomes level, and they get commercials, and Brown does, a commercial or whatever. I mean, they have a chance. It's not like inconceivable that the Eagles could win. I mean, Barkley's the best running back in the game. You've got Hurts, who's a very mobile quarterback. I don't know how his ankle's holding up, but and you've got great wide receivers. You've got a great defense. I mean, I think this year that the Chiefs, um, the this is the best chance of any team to beat the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be a close game. And like I said, I mean, if they can play ball control off offense, and you just let Barkley run loose, because now that the Chiefs today are going, we got to stop Barkley, we got to stop Barkley, we got to stop Barkley. So I think play action is going to be the key. You do play action to Barkley, you freeze the linebackers, and those little 10-yard dink and dunk plays are going to be huge. I'm making a prop bet that Antonio Brown runs onto the field mid-game and demand. Well, I mean, it's probably going to be Justin Tucker. Um, so, I mean, the Eagles have a chance. Uh, I mean, I know football a little bit. I mean, I don't know a lot about the Eagles. I'm a Steeler guy, so I really, thank you, Nicole. I really lean into the Steelers, but it's common strategy. I mean, I think the play action is going to be huge. If you can get Barkley off in the first quarter, and have him break a few 10 to 20-yard runs, and then you start doing play action. I mean, they got a chance. And Pittsburgh, yes, 100%. I never understood why they got rid of. Fields was 4-2, and then they started playing Wilson, and he had a good stretch, and then they started losing, and I don't think they're going to bring Wilson back because he's a $39 million contract last year, but Denver was paying for it, so it's like a great move by the Steelers. Um, so I mean, I'm a huge Pittsburgh Steeler fan. I'm a casual fan of other teams. That is Sting the Wrestler's behind me. Um, Jimmy, I remember you from last night. A lot of gay talk. Now you're doing pedophilia talk. You're definitely covering for your own self, but that's fine. We don't do the diddle talk in here, though. Um, I mean, T.J. Watts. I think the best. This guy gets triple teamed every game. It's a miracle he has any fucking production. Um, but that is Sting the Wrestler. Well, we do talk about hot guys sometimes, and hot women too. We talk about ex-girlfriends. We talk about future girlfriends. We do it all here in the Earlverse. Um, Karmic debt. I'm not sure what that means, but hey, hit the like and subscribe button, kids. Well, I mean, the Steelers, they're an older team now. So, Watt's probably hitting the tail end of his prime. Fitzpatrick's same thing, hitting the tail end of his prime. Najee Harris is not probably turned into the running back they expected. Their offensive coordinator, I don't think, Arthur Smith was that much better than Matt Canada. I mean, if you look at the weapons that the Steelers have, they should score more. I mean, you've got, we don't talk about God in here. We're talking about football, and you come in here with Israel talk. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, your voice. EA Sports. It's in the game. If you look at the weapons they have, arguably George Pickens is the best receiver in football. You put him in the Kansas City, 5,000 yards. You've got Najee Harris and Warren out of the backfield. It's a good twosome because they're different. You've got, Mike Williams. He's a good receiver. You've got Pat Freiermuth, who's probably the second best tight end in the league outside of Kelsey. You've got a very good defense. Now, the offensive line's a little wonky. So, a lot of rookies and 2 second-year players on that team. So, we don't do that kind of talk in here, Jason. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I mean, I'm saying if you put George Pickens in an offense that, he's had no quarterback the last couple of years. Look at who his quarterbacks have been. Kenny Pickens was a bust, at least in Pittsburgh. Mason Rudolph, he's a career backup. And this year, you've got Fields, who's known more for his running than throwing. And, Russell Wilson was hot and cold. So, well, that's good. That makes me feel good that the YouTube algorithm got you here. It's the whole point of doing these effing streams, trying to crack the algorithm. Also hits the algorithm is like and subscriptions. Love to India, brother. Love. Yeah, much love. I'll probably never go to India. I don't think my stand-up comedy would do well there, so I'm definitely not going to fly across the world to perform comedy to people who, don't get my humor. But you know what? The Killers were going nowhere in Vegas. They go to the UK. They go to the UK and they blow up there, and then bingo, they're big in the US. Maybe I should play India. Earl live in the Mujahideen. I did not know that. I would love to have some curry in India. I'm watching the game in my home. I might stream during the game, but that's a long stream. I'm not, I don't do the 5-6 hour streams that some of the Dabble land people do. I just can't. Well, maybe my voice can crack the algorithm. EA Sports. It's in the game. Um, you'd be big in Japan. I would go to Japan to do comedy, but Daddy flies first class. I'm not sitting in the back with the pores for 16 hours. So, but I don't know if my humor would translate in Japan, to be honest with you. Maybe it would. I don't know. I mean, I hear my humor would do really well in the UK because I'm like the American version of Jimmy Carr. Are you the original? I wish I was the original EA Sports guy. But who knows? I mean, I will travel the world doing comedy when I think it's financially doable. So I'm open to any and all. I think the places I do best at are Canada because I got the hockey references. They think you're Godzilla. I don't know if that's a compliment or not. The Son of Godzilla, one of my favorite monster movies of all time. It's right up there with Battle of the Gargantuans. But now we're getting into silly talk. But I appreciate you guys being here on a early Friday morning. Hello. What up, Cropto Porterall? Have you ever thought you might run for the Senate? No, I got too many skeletons. Can you imagine if they called out some of my ex-girlfriends? Well, tell us what Earl was really like. He was a piece of shit, but he paid for everything, so I stuck around anyway. Not that I'm talking about anyone in particular. Martha got no respect, and Rodan was a bop too. Yeah, I mean, I would, but Ryan knows me. I would love to go on the podcast, but I would think with all the famous podcasters I know, they would have me on just to throw Skakel a bone, but apparently not. Instead of going on a really popular podcast, I'm doing a stream Friday morning to 28 people, and I only see 17 likes. You bastards. I never saw that one, to be honest with you, so I have no talking about who. Well, I don't mention names in here, Brian. I would be a good hockey color analyst. Like, I couldn't keep up with the gameplay, but I'd come in there with the zingers. What up, Yarson? Are you famous? No one's famous at doing a stream to 26 people. I am not famous. We don't do the Israel talk in here, and I'm Jewish, so yeah, you can get a good price on a plane ticket to Israel right now. Never seen that one either. You imagine if Trump takes over the Gaza Strip, like the golf course that would be there. You're playing golf, you're about to hit a putt, and then a bomb blows up on the green next to you. I do stand-up comedy and voiceover acting for a living. Do you think certain parts of Africa are shitholes? Probably. I mean, there's certain parts of Los Angeles that are shitholes. What up, Chris Mack? Oh, yes, the End of the World podcast, one of maybe the greatest collection of talent that's ever been on stage in a long time. I mean, if you look at the End of the World podcast, you had Bill Burr on, Joe Rogan, Bert Kreischer, Russell Peters, maybe the four biggest drawing acts in the world right now. You had Doug Stanhope, Tony Hinchcliffe, Sam Tripoli, Sarah Tiana, and little old me. And a lot of people, I don't think my exes watch. I mean, I guess you can watch and not put your name in the chat. I mean, I've never said anything bad about an ex on here. I mean, I've talked about certain breakups a little bit, but since they're not here to give their side, I don't really get into the real reasons of the breakups. So I know the Gaza Riviera. And the reason I was on stage, I didn't want to go on stage that night. Because I, really only knew Russell. Like, I know Bert, but I don't know him. I'm friends with Rogan, but we're not like homies. I don't really know Burr that well. I mean, he's always nice to me, but I don't really know him. And so Stanhope's manager is in the kitchen, Brian Hennigan, and he said, "Get up there." I'm like, "Nah, dude, I don't really know anyone up there. I don't want to be like a fucking fly on the wall." He's like, "No, I'll sit you in the front row." I'm like, "Nah, dude." So he's literally dragging me through the main room. It's packed. I've never seen the main room so crowded, other than Roddy Piper's memorial. And he's dragging me backstage and literally pushes me out there. And I think Bill Burr looked up at me and was like, "Who the fuck are you?" And someone in the audience was like, "It's Skakel. Let him sit down." So no, I don't think they are. Uh, but they might be now. I mean, when I don't keep up with exes when we break up. So, I don't go on their social media. If I can give one bit of advice, if you're going through a breakup or you're having troubles with a breakup, don't go on your ex's social media, because I guarantee you're never going to see something you like on her social media. You're either going to see them looking better than when you dated, you're going to see them with another dude, or even worse, another girl. Hello. Hello. So Doug Stanhope's new special was fan. I don't watch specials. I'm not a super huge. I have been on Kill Tony like 5 or 6 times in the early days, but I just don't. I don't know. I never really had fun on the show. I was always a panelist, and I would actually try and give comedy advice, and people would kind of look at me like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Like, we don't want to hear good comedy advice. We want you to shit on this kid." And I just don't see the point in shitting on someone who's a year into comedy. Like, it's not even fun. It's just like, oh, it's target practice. But I certainly understand why the show is popular. It's the new Gong Show. That means if they end up with another woman, which I don't believe any of my exes have, but if they end up with another woman, that means you turn them off so badly on the male race that they went to the other team. That doesn't exactly make me feel better. But I understand what you're saying. Like, it's cooler if they went with another woman. And I don't know what you guys go through with exes, but the worst thing about being an LA comic is that people give you updates on your exes. Like, "Hey, she's fucking this guy now, right?" I mean, I actually had someone say that about a recent ex. And it's like, how do you think this is helping me? Like, obviously, she's very pretty. I know she's hooking up with dudes, but I don't want to hear about it. um, I mean, I don't watch Kill Tony anymore. So I never watched it, to be honest with you. My only experience watching it is when I was on it. And I think that, I mean, I understand why it is successful. Um, I didn't think the crowd work video. I didn't think it was funny at all, um, but I understand. Kill Tony is like roast battle on steroids. Like, roast battle isn't really a funny show. It's just a bullying show. And that's coming from someone who helped start the show, so I know what I'm talking about. And I think with Kill Tony, it's not good for stand up, to be honest with you, because it gives these kids an opportunity that most of them, I'm not going to say all, but most of them aren't ready for. Because when you're popular on Kill Tony, you go up there to do 1 minute of comedy. And then, you've got a band to help you out. You've got Tony to help you out. You've got Red Band to help you out. You've got a soundboard full of special effects. You've got 2 to 3 celebrity judges. And, when you get popular on the show, which some people have, you get 50,000 followers or more, clubs are going to headline you. And you probably don't have 10 minutes. And that's being generous. Um, And you're now conditioned through Kill Tony to really just be on stage for 1 minute. So when you play, say, um, like a B club, like the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville. Now, I've played the Comedy Zone in Jacksonville. It's a wild club, man. I mean, they fucking drink, and the late shows are out of control. And you're going to be so fucking scared up there that you're going to do your 10 minutes, if you have that, in about 3 minutes, because you're just going to want to get through it. And then you look at the stop clock and you go, because they have a stop clock where the comic can see how much time they're doing, and that makes it worse if you're not doing well, because in that clock it seems like it's in molasses, and you realize, oh fuck, I got to be up here another 57 minutes, and then after that I got another hour show, and then tomorrow night I got 2 more 2-hour shows I got to do. And it's not just staying on that stage for an hour, but you're also on that stage by yourself. So there's no band, there's no Tony, there's no red band, there's no 2 to 3 celebrity judges to help you when you're bombing. And then, you get one shot at these clubs and then they'll never book you again because people won't, the return business is not high on a lot of these Kill Tony comics. She's really sleeping right now, so maybe later. Yeah, but that's easy for you to say that right now. No Kill Tony comic has 20 minutes of material. They've been doing comedy 1 to 3 years. No comic on that show has 20 good minutes. They just don't. That's not me hating on the show. It's a reality of what the show is. I mean, the show really is better off when it's bad, because if a comic's good on Kill Tony, there's really not a lot for Tony or Red Band or the guest or the band to jump in on. So, Skater, what up? What up? I mean, Joe fills arenas, and people would say, "Oh, you're just kissing his ass." You don't fill arenas and are not funny. I really honestly believe that. People say Bert, the regulars have material to headline. I disagree, Ryan. I disagree. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, William Montgomery. You want to watch that for an hour? I don't. It's funny for about 5 minutes. So I guess my standards are higher than most people. It's not just standing on stage for an hour. It's doing a good quality hour with no soft spots. No one from that show has that. And they shouldn't. They're a year, 2, maybe 5 years in. So, I mean, I disagree with that, Dominic. I mean, you can't say listen, I don't sales pitch people what to find funny. Funny is subjective. I love Stephen Wright. I know some people don't like him at all. They just don't think he's funny. People think I'm funny, and then there's other people who don't think I'm funny. But Tom's a successful podcaster and comic. You can't say he's not funny, in my opinion. Well, he's got a fan base that thinks he's funny. That's what we all want, to be honest with you. This message, oh shit, Chicken Man Brennan in the house. I don't know why that comment was restricted. Leslie was at the Comedy Store last week, did 20 minutes in the main room and then 20 minutes in the original room. I honestly don't think I would do that. Like, hey, I'm going to peacock in front of everyone. Well, I mean, my whole point is you can't say someone who fills a 20,000 seat arena isn't funny. So, you can't fool that many people. Now, if you're playing the belly room and you get 60 people in the room, you can fool 60 people. 20,000, white boy Rick, what up, what up? So, none of these guys are in. Well, that wasn't the question, though. You didn't say, are they as funny as Louis C.K.? People are just saying, do you think this person is funny? You think Leslie has us Brennans on watch with YouTube? You better talk to your brother about Kill Kevin. I mean, that was out of control. I'm not a Dane Cook fan, to be honest with you. So, yeah, but Kathy Lewis, Hello. Kathy Griffin has the gay crowd. Like she's, like Rogan has the macho, wrestling's real crowd. Kathy Lewis, God damn it, Kathy Griffin has the gays. Um, I don't think Amy Schumer played arenas. She did theaters. So another message held for review. I am moderatorless. Uh, Joe Rogan is the man. He is to a lot of people. As crowds get bigger, the average IQ goes way down. Well, there's a point to that. Um, I mean, listen, Kill Tony sold out Madison Square Garden twice. That's crazy to me. I remember when I was on an early Kill Tony with Michael Costa, and we were in the belly room. There's maybe 25 people in the room. I'm talking on stage and in the crowd. And I remember leaning over to Michael Costa going, "This show sucks." Look how wrong I was. Kathy Lewis is who you slept with. We were talking about Kathy Griffin. 100% there. 100%. Um, well, I mean, Tony's good on his toes because he's beating up on open mic level comics. I mean, it's like batting practice for him. Um, Louis C.K. was my favorite comic. I wish he would have ignored the allegations. Well, you can't really ignore allegations when there's more than one. I mean, one you can kind of blow off, but there was a couple about him. I would say Brendan Schaub is objectively not funny. Um, Ari once said Joe is a recovering dirtbag. Maybe that's his. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what Ari meant by that. What up, Gracie Carey? It's good to have a woman in here. We'll do another 10 minutes, guys. I didn't hold it. That's up to the moderator. I'm glad KB episode with Tom Dreesen went well. Shows he can make. I mean, yeah. I mean, well, because I tell you why that went well. Because you could tell KB respects Tom Dreesen. And I have actually a funny Tom Dreesen story. I was dating a girl. She is in the Motorhead circle. And her best friend was Tom Dreesen's daughter. So this is when I was a very new comic. And she said, "Hey, Tom, I told Tom about you. He wants to see a tape of you." And I sent Tom Dreesen a tape of me bombing at the Hot Wire Cafe in the Valley. And it was like a coffee, boutique coffee place. And, there's espresso machines being, you can hear espresso machines being used. You can hear people giving their order. And I'm just bombing. I mean, I'm like maybe a year in. I should have never sent my tape to Tom Dreesen. And he sat me down and he's like, "Don't ever send a tape like this to anyone in the industry." I'm like, "Why not?" Um, I found that mods that are thin-skinned can ruin a stream for me. I mean, I don't know what you said. You type it out again. Have you ever played the Comedy Store? Well, that makes me feel good. I've been passed at the Comedy Store for 10 years, so yes, I've played it. I'll be there tomorrow night, 12:15, baby. If I ever played, that's like saying to LeBron James, "Have you ever played in the NBA?" Have you ever seen Chad do stand up? Here's the funny thing, and people are going to think I'm lying when I say this. I don't watch stand up. I've never seen Tony Hinchcliffe do stand up. Now, people are like, "What? You guys are both paid regulars at the Comedy Store? You've never watched him?" I don't watch comedy. When I'm at the Comedy Store tomorrow night, I don't watch who's on stage. I poke my head in the main room to see where they are in the lineup, and then I go talk to my friends. Um, Oh, okay. Thank you, Jordan, for that. I mean, check out Jordan's stream, the number one travel man in the business. Uh, Flogging the weak is not funny. I mean, I agree. I mean, um, but I understand why people like it. That kind of politically incorrect humor is kind of back. It's kind of like Roast Battle brought it back, and then the Me Too stuff kind of put a halt on that kind of humor. And now Kill Tony is kind of brought insult humor back. We don't talk about Ray DeVito in this stream. Whoa, whoa. We got our first super chat. $19. Hello from Permaseal Finishing. Thank you, Permaseal Finishing. Uh, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's cool to cancel the event. But I also think there's a lot of people who, some of Melton fans and Carl fans who called the venue. I watch the Dabbleverse every day. I don't like talking about it just because I don't want to be the 12th man talking about Shuley or Steel Toe. Now, if I was like first up, maybe I'd be more into it, but I'm not. So I do believe the event was sabotaged. I think people going to like Stuttering John's house, like I saw that video, Joey C going to Stuttering John's house. That's fucking creepy, man. Um, so the doxing and whatnot, I'm not about that. So, well, I didn't hold the chat or I didn't, not read the question on purpose. It probably was held for review and I didn't see it. Um, well, don't knock uh, Permaseal for being generous. I don't get a lot of super chats, and I'm not streaming for money, honey, but I appreciate it when I get it. Canceling the event was the best outcome for MLC. Now the Saturday show is going to be great from a suite with special guests. I mean, I got to be honest with you, and I said it earlier in the stream. The one, I think it was a clip show, maybe Misery Loves Clips, where it's about a 35-minute clip of Chad and Kevin arguing, and I was in tears. Just Kevin, just obsessed with Ken Mosca, and just this, the lunacy of this. I mean, I feel bad for the win by two guy because he probably was lugging his gear around and whatnot. I'll approve the messages for you if you don't want to deal with it. But I typically won't ever time out or ban someone unless it's for something extraordinarily egregious. I figure let him talk shit. I don't block anyone. I mean, I've been doing this stream for about a year now. Thank you for the offer, Chris. I'll keep that in mind. Um, so, I think I banned someone last night for doing an N-word tower. I'm not gonna. I don't mind you if you troll me, but be funny. You know. The Dabbleverse is it's a collection of about 15 podcasts who all talk shit about each other. Now we have to wait to see if Melton, Ray, or Tookie go on MLC on Saturday. I mean, I'm interested to. I'm assuming Melton's going to stream today at some point. It should be good. And MLC should be an all-timer today. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. I love how some of these people come on and so, you're not funny. Like it's going to hurt my feelings. Like I make a good living doing what I do, so I don't really need the approval of someone who I'll probably never meet. And this message is held for review. Let's see what this is about. Chris Mack, don't be gay. I mean, I don't know what that has to do with anything. Chris Mack, see, this is what I don't like about streams. Chris Mack is literally offering his help, saying, hey, I'll moderate the stream if you don't want to deal with it. And some guy, I don't think he's being gay at all. He's trying to help me. So, yeah, I mean, today is going to be great. Chad's going to stream. Kevin's going to stream. I'll assume Melton's going to stream. I'll assume Win by Two will probably get in the stream. Gino's going to have something to say, but I think he's on Rumble, so I don't know. Can you say, I don't know what that means. I don't take requests. You got to show me the money, honey. Like Permaseal. So, okay, you got to be funny, man. I'm not. Chris Mack, you're getting trolled now on my stream. Gino's trying to get involved. Yeah, I mean, and then you've got the people who, Aaron Steel Toes probably, isn't he streaming right now? We got 5 more minutes, guys. 5 more minutes. So, yeah, that too. And it's wrestling. It's very wrestling based, which is why Chad is so good at it. I mean, let's be honest. There's going to be probably a week or two worth of streaming about the failure of Kill Kevin, and it's all because of Chad. How much time until the Dabbleverse gets discussed on popular LA Austin podcasts? Well, it's funny. When I was in at Hackmania, I took Ray to the Dirty at 12:30 because I thought I could get him some stage time. Dirty at 12:30 is the longest running show in a comedy show in Vegas. It's at the South Point Casino. It's every Friday night. And Ray was kind of drunk, and he was talking about the Dabbleverse in the green room with like 7 or 8 other comics. And then he had to go get his friend in. So as soon as Ray left, they were all like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" Like nobody cares about the Dabbleverse other than the immediate circle of it. Point and shoot. Um, can you give me a more detailed explanation on what the Dabbleverse is and why it is? I mean, basically, I'll give you a little. I kind of just did that, but um, essentially, the Dabbleverse is, like I said, about 15 podcasts. So you've got Chad, MLC, Win by Two, Ray DeVito, Dr. Chow, Shuley, Bob Levy, um, Corn Diff, Who Are These Podcasts, Tookie. So that's 10, and there's probably 5 others on the periphery, and they all talk shit about each other. It's very pro wrestling. And there's feuds, and Patrick Melton, I mean, I would say Melton and MLC are the two. Melton, MLC, and Chad are the straws that stir the drink. And, there's always constant conflict. So it's fun to watch. I mean, it's very repetitive. So a lot of people like me, I burned out on it for a bit. But then you have an event like Kill Kevin comes along, and bingo, we got this weekend's going to be great. I mean, all of those shows I just named are going to be talking about Kill Kevin. And then tomorrow night in Kevin Brennan's hotel room at the Borgata, everyone's going to be watching that. So that's the Dabbleverse. Yeah, I mean, Ray DeVito's like, the one that seemingly everyone piles on. Like, I don't know Ray that well, but I would never let people talk about me like they do. Ray goes on these streams where people just shit on him, and he's like, yeah, fuck that, man. I guess, Fern, I guess. So I hope that answers your question. Thank you very much for the super chat, Gotta go. Good hearing from you. You too, brother. JJ, I'm going to call you JJ. Thank you for tuning in. So that's the Dabbleverse in a nutshell. It's a good distraction from modern podcast interview topics. Yeah, I mean, if you know, like the Dabbleverse is kind of like Vietnam. You're either in it or you're not. So I think like to those 7 or 8 comics who were in the Dirty at 12:30 green room, they had zero idea what he was talking about, and they're all looking at him like, and I'm like giving him side eye, going, dude, like, and he wasn't picking up on that because he was pretty drunk. Well, that's the funny thing is it is a bunch of grown men acting like children. I mean, I tried to get one of my exes into the Dabbleverse. I'm like, don't you think this is fucking funny? And she was kind of a cunt. And she's like, this is pathetic. And I can't argue with her. Who's Charlie at the Dabbleverse? I don't know what that means, Chicken Man. By the way, the Chicken Man is the only one in here who's allowed to type in all caps. Well, if you're not, if you don't know who any of those people are, it's just like it's not interesting. But I've known Chad forever. I mean, I've never met Kevin Brennan, but we've talked a lot. Uh, I've known Melton for probably since 2015. Um, I think we did one or two shows at the Ice House together, but I've listened to his podcast a lot. I listen to Who Are These Podcasts a fair amount. I used to listen to Shuley a lot, but it's just too early in the morning for me. So, it's just, you always need new people, new victims, and that's the problem. And listen, I've been wrong. I thought the Dabbleverse was going to end, a year ago, because it's just, okay, you've all piled on Chad, and then Steel Toe was the new guy to pile on, and then Ray. But, it's just fairly repetitive, but, it's still cooking. Um, yes, I used to subscribe to Compound Media, so I'm fascinated how these guys end up. Yeah, and then you have that section of, I don't know if I would say Kumia is in the Dabbleverse, but he's Dabbleverse adjacent. And then Gino is, Pat Dixon, they're on Rumble now, so which I'm still not sure what Rumble is, but you know, so you've got that kind of sector of the world, and then you've got there's not many females in the Dabble, but really Chrissy Mayer is the one who coined it the Dabbleverse. And then you got Stuttering John, but I just don't find anything about that guy very funny. That's not like a slam or anything, but I don't find him interesting enough to be such a big component of the Dabbleverse that he is. But he's good at making you hate him. So I guess he is good for the Dabbleverse. Kevin Brennan is great at finding newbies to enter. Yeah, I mean, Kevin is like Don Barris out here, where Don Barris is great at finding new people to do the Ding Dong Show. Kevin's really good at finding new people to bring into this insanity. And, well, I just, with Stuttering John, I've done one comedy show with him at the Comedy Store. It was a tribute to Robert Schimmel, who I think Stuttering John knew. And, it was basically Stuttering John and a bunch of Comedy Store paid regulars on it. I mean, he was probably the weakest comic on the lineup, to be honest. Um, and, yeah, I mean, Kevin is absolutely the new Howard Stern in terms of the whack pack vibe he has. Um, and then, I don't think he realizes that, he was on Howard Stern because he stuttered. It wasn't because he was that funny. It was just he stuttered. Like that could have been any one of us if we stuttered. Um, and then, um, you know, I had friends of mine who were actual writers on the Tonight Show. I'm like, explain it to me. Was he a writer on the Tonight Show? Because he always says he was, and they were like, well, he was in the room. That's not exactly an endorsement. Um, And the fact that people go to his house to dox him, that's creepy as fuck, man. And talking about his kids and shit, like that's what turns me off about the Dabbleverse the most, is talking about the kids and shit, doxing people, costing people gigs, you know. What up, James? I'm about to end the stream, is how I'm doing. Unless someone super chats me $1,000, I'll keep it going. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So, um, you see KB, yeah. I mean, I don't like that. I mean, I'm a huge Kevin fan, but I don't like giving out people's phone numbers because there's some fucking freaks out there. To be honest with you, and I do think at one point someone's going to get hurt at the Dabbleverse shenanigans. Like someone's going to go to someone's house and they're just going to get shot, or something. Like there's going to be a brawl and someone's going to get hurt. And all because someone was trying to get a few extra views or a few extra super chats. I think KB docs Sarah, Patrick Melton, and somebody else. Okay, well, don't worry about it, James. There's plenty of schools that you can go to. So I'm gonna go to bed now, guys. You don't understand how rare this is for me to be up at this hour. You and Felicia are gonna make the first Dabbleverse baby. I don't think so, but I mean, she seems cool. Wait, what? He gave out Sarah's phone number? That seems unnecessary. Yeah, Kevin has given out Sarah Silverman's phone number a few times. Mint Diggity, hello, goodbye. He also gave out Patrick Melton's number last week and somebody else. Um, and I think he gave out Jeff Ross's number a couple months ago. Um, well, I mean, I don't know. With only 20 people in here, I don't think I'm killing it, but you know, yeah, surely. I just, I don't know. I just think some things cross the line. Talking about people's kids and getting Kill Kevin canceled. It just like I understand if you don't like Chad or whatever, but or Kevin. Kevin rubs people the wrong way too. But I just think that I don't know, man. Uh, because I think it really is pro wrestling. If you have a good guy, you need a bad guy. And I don't think there's a lot of good guys in the Dabbleverse. It's really just a bunch of heels. So, but if you have a bunch of heels, you got to have a good storyline. And Kill Kevin's a great storyline. Um, Sarah, Stuttering John, but then I think Stuttering John doxed him, and like, it's just like, I don't know. It's embarrassing. I mean, I think my ex was right when she was like, "This is pathetic." Uh, oh yeah, I mean, listen, it one bad act, you know, another bad act will equal it out. Yeah, but Ray, like I would never let people talk to me like Ray lets people talk to him. Like fuck that, man. But it's a bunch of keyboard warriors. Like Hackamania when I went last year was cool because we're all in the same room and no one's talking shit to anybody because you got to look the person in the face. So, which is why I didn't really get involved that much. I mean, I am talking a little bit about it today because I realized that, of the 18 people in here, probably 10 of you are knowing who I am through being on various Dabbleverse shows. But, I only talk bad about someone to their face, so, and the odds are that none of us, I'm never going to be in a room with, certain people from the Dabbleverse, so I'm not going to talk shit about them. I'll say it to your face. Have no clue who you are. Well, you know what? Don't watch the stream then. I don't have any idea who you are. So I'm a stand-up comic from Los Angeles, California. And I'm assuming, Jeff H., that the YouTube algorithm brought you here. So welcome aboard. Yeah, I mean, Earl Skakel is the roast master, the real roast master. Yeah, I mean, that's fine, Jeff. You don't know who I am. Like, I never have portrayed myself to be the most famous comic in the world. That's all right, Jeff. My name's on the wall at the Comedy Store. I don't need help from you, but thank you. Have you performed at the Comedy Store? No, I never have. What's the Comedy Store? I've never heard of it. You guys trolling me now? Oh, well, thank you, G6. I mean, I'm not saying I'm the greatest comic of all time, but there's a lot worse than me out there. So, okay, Dominic, where do you come up with your material? It just comes into my brain. I'm quick thinking. Yeah, I think I am going to get some sleep. People ask me if I've heard of the Comedy Store. You guys are out of control. But I appreciate the trolls. We didn't have any racist trolls in here, which is the only thing that is a bannable offense. I'm just pulling your put, Skakes. Earl, oh, does what hurt? Um, yeah, I don't sleep. I'm a soldier. Uh, NWO. I'd love to see what you, with a name like NWO Wolf, I'm assuming you look like a typical wrestling fan, fat and just lost. Are you going to the AEW show? No, I'm going to the AEW show in Los Angeles, and I will be breaking bread with my friend RJ City and hopefully Harley Cameron. We had a nice dinner the last time with those two. Message held for review. This should be good. Sorry about that, Dominic. That's what you get for talking shit. Um, Water's really nothing when it spills on an iPhone. So, all right, you guys, I'm going back to bed. I might stream later tonight. Um, and we don't do Dabbleverse terms in here. I'm friends with Shuley, so Shuley never been anything but nice to me. Melton was never anything but nice to me. Paid me more than he said he would. Put me up in a nice hotel. Um, so I got no beef. Earl Skakel, over and out.